Hey guys, you're here with Olivia. Okay, I just got done watching a Chinese horror movie called Incantation. Now, this movie won a ton of awards, and it was considered the scariest Chinese movie. Okay, so I found this movie off of TikTok. I was like searching up some scary movies to watch because I was bored one day, and this lady was like, hey, if you like spooky, scary horror movies that leave you up at night and give you nightmares, watch the movie Incantation. Now, y'all know I kind of have beef with TikTok people giving out recommendations, especially after the movie Nosferatu, when everybody was like, oh my gosh, this movie was so good, and it turned out to be trash. So I was like really concerned. I was like, do I trust this woman? So I looked it up on Google, and Google was like, it's so scary, it won a ton of awards, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, I'll give it a watch. Now, if you are interested in watching this movie, I watched it on Plex, but it's a Netflix film, so you can watch it on Netflix. Just a heads up, though, there's two movies called Incantation. There's, like, an incantation with a lady. She's, like, standing outside of her house or something. That's not it. The incantation I'm talking about is, like, it'll either have the cover with hands and they'll have, like, markings all over it, or it'll be, like, black and have, like, a big red symbol. It's the one with, like, a ton of markings and symbols, and it came out in 2022, I believe. So look for that one. Before I get into, is this movie really scary? My thoughts, did this lady lie to my face like all these other people did before? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Anywho, let's get started. Okay, so honestly, this lady did not lie. This movie was awesome, but it wasn't scary. So I'm not gonna spoil anything just because I don't think like anybody has seen this movie. This is a very like, it's like Shaun of the Dead. They're just very random indie movies that not many people have seen. This is a cult movie though. Just a heads up, but it's not like bad. Like I haven't seen that many cult movies and stuff. This one wasn't anything crazy. So just like a quick brief overview of this movie without giving anything away. This lady, I don't know her name, okay? So don't come at me because y'all don't know it either because nobody's heard of this movie. Her name is like Rona or something. She, a long time ago, went to like this weird cave thing with her friends. They were like, consider themselves Ghostbusters, where they would like go around and like kind of try and find spiritual entities. And she ended up getting cursed and cursing her child because she was pregnant at that time. She broke the rules of like this ancient taboo. Her and her friends weren't supposed to go in this tunnel thing, and they ended up doing it, cursing them. So basically throughout like the first half of the movie, it's a mystery because we're like, okay, what's haunting her? What's cursing her? What is going on with this lady? She gave up her daughter, Dodo, when she gave birth to her because she was scared the curse might somehow affect her family. So she gave up her daughter, but then years later, when her daughter was like 7, I don't know how old she was, she went back thinking the curse was broken and got her daughter back. She's like, okay, it's been some time. Maybe the curse has lifted and this thing, whatever, deity finally gave up on us. Famous last words. So basically, shite is happening to her and her daughter. But it turns into like this whole bigger thing because when she was with her two friends, way back when she first stepped into like this tunnel and broke the taboo, they got there because the friend of hers knew some guys, knew this group of people. It was like some distant relatives of his who could get them there, and there was a village right under that tunnel, and let's just say they were some very suspicious sketch people. Now, I kind of gave you a little more than like what the search bar gives you if you look up what this movie's about, because when I was watching this movie, I was honestly a little confused because there's a lot of jump skips. And the movie in the first half is filmed like the lady's filming it with a camera because she wants to like film something special for her daughter when she grows up. They can look back on the camera and watch it. So there's like the whole shaky cam kinda, there's like the mystery in the camera. Everything looks so much more suspenseful over camera. But it's also, like, you can't see everything because she has to set the camera down to, like, do something. So we can only see, like, half of their bodies if they're, like, reaching up and doing stuff. So it really has that like mystery impact on you. And just a little like warning or something, if you're like a really superstitious person where like, you know, you gotta like knock on wood or like sprinkle sand, like you're just, you know, you think like bad luck and karma is really real, I'd just be a little wary going into this movie. Because a lot of people think that they're gonna like get cursed after this movie. I saw the movie like yesterday and I'm fine for now. If I randomly stop posting on YouTube, you can blame the movie. But nothing happened to me so far. Anywho, this lady, like, it turns out there's a huge twist at the end of this movie, Incantation. And she kind of like says and does the opposite at the end of what she tells you to at the beginning. So at the beginning of the movie, we're kind of like the camera's perspective as she's like talking to the camera, aka to us. And she tells us to like, she tells the audience to do something with her and repeat certain like incantations. Don't do it. Just don't do it, trust. I mean, I didn't repeat after it when she told us to the first time, not because like I thought something bad was gonna happen, just because like I didn't want to. So maybe that's why I'm fine, but like just don't repeat anything she tells you to repeat. But anywho, that's basically what this movie is about. It's like a weird cult mystery movie about what's really going on. Like, we know she's cursed and we know some deity is haunting her, but what is it? What's it doing? What's gonna happen to her? Once again, this movie was good. It was definitely interesting and entertaining, but it was not like terrifying. It wasn't like scary. I was a little disappointed with the ending, like when we finally see the deity revealed. It was not what it was made out to be. It was very disappointing because the whole like first half of the movie, they're building up that suspense of like, okay, what are these cult people worshiping and what is like happening with her? And everybody made it out to be like, you know, really cool. Like it was really scary, this taboo deity was. So when they finally revealed her at the end, I was like, oh, this is it. This is the chick we're afraid of. Like, yeah, she's doing some pretty spooky shite, but like, her face ain't that terrifying. So yeah, this movie wasn't scary. It was just mysterious and it was fun because it kept you like interested. Like, it started up pretty fast. I mean, they had no problem like getting to the point and like, you know, showing what's happening. The only thing I'd say this movie struggled was it felt long. I mean, it was probably like 2 hours. I don't think it was anything crazy like 4 or 3 hours, but this movie felt very long. The pacing was not great. The pacing was actually really bad. I watched it with my mom. She thought it was alright. Like, she didn't hate it. She just thought it was alright. She's seen better. But for me, I haven't seen anything, like, I've seen The Conjuring, obviously. I've seen Sinister. I've seen, like, the big popular horror movies. I haven't seen, like, many cult movies though. And for me, I like foreign films because they're different and they have like unique stories and like it's a different culture. So it's really cool to see what they believe in. So I like this movie because not only was it in a different setting, it kind of kept me interested because it was like, well, what's happening? But also this deity, this entity that's haunting this mom is something like the Chinese, these cult people, you know, worship. So it's like, oh cool, I've never heard of this before. I'm gonna keep watching. So I do recommend you guys watch it just because it was fun and different. And it probably would be scary to some of you. So yeah, they do have like some stuff. It just was a little disappointing at the end how we didn't go more with the deity. Like I wish they would have like showed the culture more and showed more of like the cult activities. Cause like there was this really creepy village with really creepy people doing some like weird rituals that they showed us and I was like, what am I watching? So it was just like the constant switching between like the present and past could get a little annoying and confusing. But I honestly didn't mind this movie. I liked it. But, I mean, you guys might like it more. So, yeah. I mean, this TikTok lady loved it, so... And apparently, like, a lot of other people love it, so, yeah. I mean, I definitely did enjoy it. The plot and story was very interesting, so for, like, the story and the whole, like, mystery of this movie, I'd rate it a 10 out of 10, but, like... Counting in the very slow pacing, kind of disappointing-ish ending, I give it in the end an overall rating of like a 6 out of 10. I'd never watch it again, but it was fun to say like, yeah, I've seen that movie and it was pretty good. So yeah, that's all I'll say about the movie Incantation, because I don't want to give anything away because this movie's supposed to be like mysterious. It really revolves around the whole like suspense aspect. So definitely see it if you haven't watched it. And after that, what type of movies do you guys want to see? Let me know in the comments. Like if you want to see like old classic nostalgia movies, like kind of like my Tropic Thunder I did, like Zoolander, Die Hard, some other ones. I could do like horror movies, like this movie, for example, Incantation, like, you know, review older horror movies, or I could do like newer ones that like maybe you guys haven't heard of before and like give you recommendations. Or if you guys want like action, like Top Gun. I mean, that's like more nostalgic, but yeah, just let me know in the comments what type of like what genre of movies you'd like to see, because some of these newer movies that are coming out just aren't doing anything great for me. Like The Monkey didn't do anything. And some of the bigger movies that are coming out, like Superman, The Thunderbolts, and 28 Years Later, aren't coming out until like June. So in the meantime, let me know what you guys would like to see. I mean, I could also review like DC movies, I could review more Marvel movies, older ones. You know, teen reacts to these movies, seeing if they still hold up. So just let me know in the comments what you want me to do, and also if you've seen this movie, which I'd be very surprised if a lot of you have. Let me know what you thought of it. Let me know if like you're gonna see it. If it at least sounds like interesting to you, make sure to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed. Hit that notification bell and let's get to 1,000 subscribers. Thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you around.